There you go. Have fun.
Hi, my name's Alan Hunter and this is my book, The 6 Archetypes of Love, and I'm here to talk about love and being with an open heart as much as you can. I've just come back from visiting some aged relatives, and one of the things that you can be sure of is that when people are family members, it can be particularly challenging to be with them with an open heart. That's because there's history, that's because they know how to push your buttons and you know how to push theirs. So I want to just say a couple of things very briefly to you today about the dangers that lurk for those of us who are seeking to live with an open heart. The first danger that I want you to consider is what I call idiot hope. Hope is a good thing. Hope is what moves us forward, but there comes a time when there is idiot hope, when hope turns against itself. So imagine that you're going to visit some relative with whom you have a difficult history, and you hope that things will be better this time. And sometimes that hope can lead you into an expectation and you can be very disappointed. Now this is really the same thing as going out on a wonderful summer's day to a wonderful place and you have a wonderful ice cream in your hand and you look at it and you say, oh, it's not my favourite flavour. That's the way that a build-up of hope can lead to a disappointment. There's a way out of it though, and there's a way that is very straightforward, and that is, instead of idiot hope, you stay in the place of gratitude. You look at the relative or the ice cream and you say, hey, this is the way it is, and I'm grateful for what there is. This is the way my relative is, sometimes loving, sometimes disrespectful. I'll take the good stuff and I'll look past the rest. So that's one of the traps that lies in wait for us, particularly with family. Those people for whom every word that they say to us seems so much more meaningful than if it came perhaps from just a stranger. The second thing that can trip us up in our search for an open heart is what I call bogus compassion. Bogus compassion happens when we see a friend, a relative, a loved one in a difficult situation, and we give and we give and we give, and that giving is abused. Because the relative, for whatever reason, their own pain, their own distress, that person finds it very difficult to respond properly to your compassion, to your love. Well, there's a comparison that springs to mind here. If you keep giving compassion in what is a bad cause, it's a little bit like seeing a beggar on the street who you know is going to spend the money that you give on alcohol right away, and you don't just give that beggar, who you know very well, your own money, but you go to your friend and you borrow his money that you can't pay back, and then give it to the beggar, and then watch that person go and drink it away. It looks like generosity, but actually it's foolishness, because you wind up being ungenerous to yourself, and you wind up being ungenerous to those who also pay the price. And of course, the person who's drinking himself to death is not being kind to himself either. So when you see someone who is not able to take your compassion and use it, is not able to be with your compassion, then you perhaps have to realize that there is a limit and step back and say, I am not going to hurt myself in order to do something that is not going to work at all. So those are the two things. Hope, when it turns sour, becomes idiot hope. And compassion can overreach itself and hurt everyone and gain no one anything. These are the two lessons of living with an open heart. When we get the balance right, we can be compassionate and loving, and not in a way that damages the good people in our lives. when we live with hope and with gratitude, we can see the truly loving person who is doing the best that he or she can, but is still a difficult person to be around. I hope to talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.